was like super down on myself, very low energy, heart palpitations. Basically 3 p.m. would hit and my rage would spike. I'd be yelling, throwing things, and just snapping at my husband, my son, and just like feeling super irritable to the point where I was like, this is just not okay. Hi, my name is Alyssa, and I started seeking Postpartum Care USA around 3.5 months postpartum with my daughter. This is my second child. With my first, I kind of equated everything to just being up all night, nursing him, and kind of learning the ropes of motherhood. And I sought therapy about 1 year postpartum for anxiety, midwinter with him. And I just knew that something had to change, and therapy helped for a while and kind of got my things stabilized. But it took a lot to recover from the postpartum and delivery trauma with him. And then finally, around him being 3 years old, I was ready to have another baby. And again, had a very rough delivery with her, and traumatic delivery and recovery. And I basically just realized that I am not the mom, not the wife that I want to be. I don't feel like myself. I was super irritable. I was yelling at my son, reacting way faster than I'm used to. And I just felt like my emotions were all over the place. My anxiety was a lot higher. I wasn't sleeping. My hair loss was terrible. I just had basically every symptom that you could think of. Heart palpitations. I was drooling on myself by 6 p.m. I couldn't stay up. And I knew I needed to find something to help me. And after a lot of research on the internet and kind of comparing things, and I met with Stacia for an interview thing, I decided that I wanted to go ahead and do one of the postpartum bundles here. I was struggling pretty much right away with like the typical hormones and baby blues, crying a lot, super high anxiety. I had my daughter beginning of January, where my son was mid-August. So way different time periods being able to get outside versus not being able to be outside as much with the winter. I was like super down on myself, very low energy, heart palpitations. Basically 3 p.m. would hit and my rage would spike. I'd be yelling, throwing things, and just snapping at my husband, my son, and just like feeling super irritable to the point where I was like, this is just not okay. This is not me. This is not who I want to be. I can't be the mom and the wife that I want to be, or the person that I was used to being prior to having kids. And multiple people were noticing it. I would text my sister-in-law, I would text my friends, and I would just be super hard on myself. And I knew I needed to make a change, and that the typical things that they do or labs they check at a regular postpartum appointment were not being done. I have a very supportive OB, but I needed more, and women in general deserve more. And so I reached out to get the help I need. Within a couple weeks of Postpartum Care USA and the supplements that I was prescribed, I was already feeling way better. I was falling asleep way faster. I was staying asleep. I wasn't waking up at the 2 to 3 a.m. time when my cortisol was spiking. I felt a lot more stable with my mood. I was able to chase my son around in the backyard at like 7:30 p.m., which never happens. Hasn't happened in the 4 years of him being alive now. And I just felt a huge drastic difference in how I felt. I was able to lose more weight. My bloating was down. My bowels were more regular. And all things that I had struggled with my son for 4 years were drastically changed. My hair loss has been way better. I have more energy, and my anxiety, my rage has been way more stable. And I could like cry thinking about where I am at this point, and I'm only a month and a half in, and it takes 3 to 4 months to recover everything. So I'm super excited to see what's next. My overall experience was amazing. I would recommend this to any mom. If I have any more babies, I will definitely be coming back, getting labs checked, and just kind of knowing and having the education now for myself of what to look for, and realizing these things, know that I have what it takes to make a difference. Is especially as a labor and delivery nurse, I know I can help other moms. I am super thankful that I have my energy back. I'm less anxious. I'm less irritable. My rage is so much more under control. I'm sleeping. It all makes a huge difference in how I take care of myself, my family, and others see that too. And I'm super excited. I loved everything about this entire journey. Meeting with a nutritionist, knowing that I was not meeting my adequate protein intake at all, or even close, and how this made just a huge difference in my sugar cravings, my ability to feel more energetic as the day goes on. All the recipes that they gave me were all just super helpful.